Today we're going to make pumpkin squash soup. Any squash. It's October, anywhere you go they have different kind of squash, and so we're going to make it, and it's very nice, filling, healthy, but we're going to make it vegan. So you can make a creamy soup, you can make it very healthy, you can make it vegan. So it's not only vegan, come to think of it, it's also gluten-free, dairy-free, peanut-free. So what we're going to start, we're going to start with the roux, which is basically red onion, and I used red onion because I like the color. There's some celery and some carrot. I sauteed them a little bit in olive oil, and after I saute them, I'm going to take some, leave it out, because I'm going to add it to the soup at the end. Although it's a creamy soup, I still like to have some crunch in my bite. Okay, so we left some, and now I'm going to add some chili pepper. This will give it a nice twist because you have the pumpkin sweet and the chili can add a nice pizzazz to it. And then you have fresh ginger, just chopped fresh ginger, nutmeg. And then what I did with the pumpkins and the squash, well, the pumpkin I bought pureed pumpkin, but you can do the same what we're going to do with the squash. Make sure when you buy your pumpkin puree, there is nothing add to it. We don't want sugar, we don't want anything, just pure pureed pumpkin. And then I cut the acorn in half. I got the butter squash to many layers, and just put them and bake them. What you do with these steps, you achieve two things. First, become easy to peel the skin, really easy. Second, you accomplished, see this, it gives it a nice smoky flavor. So now, all what we need to do is just spoon the bulb into the soup, or I mean the basic of the soup. And now it's we're going to do the pumpkin. So I saved this for the end of the soup, and now I have all of the stuff, and now we will add about 8 cups of water, salt, and we'll bring it to boil. Remember, we had the vegetables, we had the pumpkin, the acorn squash, butternut squash, ginger, nutmeg, chili pepper, and 8 cups of water with salt. We boil them and then simmer for about 10-15 minutes. Basically, the idea is when you take the wooden spoon, it becomes mushy. And now we're going to puree them and we'll put them back on the stove. When I puree the soup, if you don't have a hand pureer, what I do is just, don't worry about having 2-3 pots. Anyway, who likes to do dishes? So what I do, I just do a couple batches, put them back until I have basically most of the soup pureed. So not much. If you put all the soup here and you have liquid, you're going to have this splash all over, and you might have a burn face and a very dirty kitchen and a crappy cleaning person. So we pureed the vegetables. As you see, it's kind of thick, and that's the way you like it. But just in case you have too much liquid and it's runny, don't despair, it's no big deal. You just leave it on simmering on low temperature until it reduces to this thickness, or if you're not that patient, just put a little bit of rice flour to thicken, stir it and let it thicken. Anyway, at this stage, what you do is taste it. It can use a little bit salt, and salt is optional. And then at this stage also, I always freeze ginger. You know, when you buy ginger, you use a little bit and then some little bit left over. You don't know what to do with it. I freeze them, and at this stage, take it out of the freezer. Just grind it into the soup. You can put it back in the freezer. This way you have ginger available anytime. And then I have nutmeg here. This is a nice gadget, isn't it? So you just have the nutmeg inside. This way you don't hurt your finger. And you have this nice fresh taste. You stir it and then you boil it for about 5 minutes. You see, I have a candle, that's pumpkin smell, so we have the whole house smell of pumpkin. It's kind of nice for fall, and it's making the house very warm. So you have the soup, and I usually always save next to it, serve next to it, toasted pita chips with chili pepper, because it adds the kind of contrast. Remember our vegetables, the one we saved? Put them right now, and you have a wonderful looking soup. I hope you try it, and do try it with the pita chips, toasted pita chips with a little bit of chili pepper on it. It will make a wonderful lunch.